digital worlds. Well, this Sunday, the U.S. will impose the first round of tariffs on $300 billion worth of Chinese goods, with every American consumer about to potentially take a financial hit from rising prices. What will that do to our ability to save? Joining us now is Bill Hoagland. He's Senior Vice President at the Bipartisan Policy Center. He's also part of Funding Our Future, an organization we feature every week here on Yahoo Finance. Bill, welcome. And I want to point out, you also wrote an op-ed in USA Today where you point out your connection to the agricultural industry. You have a soybean family farm in Indiana, and obviously you've seen some direct effects of the trade war.
Yes.
First of all, let's talk about that for a moment before we broaden it out, because I'm curious what effect it has had on your family and the folks who work there on the farm.
Well, yes, thank you, and good to be with you this afternoon, Julie. I grew up on a farm, a family farm. It's been in the family for over 100 years. It's called a Hoosier Homestead family farm. It's not a large farm, a couple of 100 acres out there. I have 4 brothers, and my oldest brother continues to farm it. What you're looking at on the picture right now is a field of soybeans that we grow on the farm. Soybeans, of course, has been a big issue in this trade war. Soybeans are has been a big import into China over the last many years, and literally beginning last year in 2017, when the first tariffs were put in place, there was a tit for tat, if you like, in terms of the Chinese saying that they would stop purchasing soybeans from the United States, and literally since 2017, when we hit a high mark in terms of exports to China for soybeans, soybean exports to China have declined 75% from the United States. That's a huge reduction in production agriculture in the United States. As a consequence, initially there was a major drop-off in the price of soybeans, and good producers in the agriculture producing states will contract ahead, and they could avoid some of that drop-off. But as we go forward into another round of this, we continue to have this uncertainty. More difficult this year for my family farm and where I grew up is we had a very, very wet spring. And so there was a delay in plantings, a large degree of holding back in planting, and as a consequence, the production of at this particular stage is when the pods on the beans are being produced. They're not producing quite as well because of late plantings, right, and that will reduce the production. So all this is adding to the stress that's in the agriculture sector, right, throughout the Midwest, and increasing number of Chapter 12 filings of farms going out of business. This is an important issue.
It is an important issue, and it's an issue that more Americans are now going to potentially be feeling as we see the next round of tariffs going into effect on September 1st. Thus far, when you talk to economists, they've said that the effects could be not huge at this point, but when you're looking at people's ability to save, how does this affect that?
Well, of course, it adds to the uncertainty out there, and we see the volatility in the stock market. We see the uncertainty going forward. It creates uncertainty for what your savings are going to return that you're putting in. We see right now, of course, we see very low interest rates. I think we've hit today the lowest 10-year rate in many years. And so this uncertainty that's created by all this volatility makes it difficult for savers. I take the position that particularly for the young people, for millennials, remain calm. You're in for the long term. If you're for retirement, if you're in the early stages of your life cycle in terms of your work, and continue to save, continue to move forward, ride out this volatility. Over the long term, you'll be better off by just remaining calm and not making drastic decisions to move your savings around. So stay safe going forward. For those who are closer to retirement, I would suggest, and I'm not a financial advisor, but I do have one myself, I would strongly recommend that talk to your financial advisor. You may want to rebalance, but again, remain calm. We have volatility, we'll have volatility, but remain calm, rebalance your assets, and make sure that they are safe going forward. It is a concerning period.
Right.
But over the long term, I believe people are better off to just to continue to save as best they can. May have to cut back on some of their consumptions. I don't know.
Yeah.
Maybe a little less coffee consumption, something along those lines. But don't panic, I think, is the message that I would want to communicate.
Yeah.
So if you were to have an opportunity to meet Mr. Trump, what would you tell him, being a farmer yourself?
Well, I would tell him probably that, let's be fair about this, the agriculture farmers are basically patient people. They have to be. They deal with the weather. They deal with insects. It's just a very, very difficult occupation. It's over the long term. They're patient, and they will remain patient. But I will say that if this this tit for tat continues, if we continue to have more tariffs that are retaliated against by hitting the ag sector, and I think the Chinese are very clever in this regard. They are looking specifically at where the red states are, which are the production states, and they're sensing that they may have some ability to impact him by hurting that particular sector. And I would say to the president, I would say you have to get to this thing resolved, and resolve quickly, and provide some assurances going forward, get us back in the market. I will also say, unfortunately, I would have to say to the president, I think the damage has been done.
Right.
I'm going to connect something here that maybe I shouldn't, but I would say the fact that the Brazilians are burning their rainforest for the purposes of increasing the production land. They are good soybean producers. They can come in and take back from the United States where we've had
Right.
markets before. So I'm afraid the damage is there. It's going to be hard to get back there. But over the long term, I think, again, I think the American farmers understand that the president sees, and what a lot of them see is unfair trade practices, but wish that they would not pick on agriculture so much.
Right. Bill, thank you so much. Bill Hoagland there in D.C. for us.